Hi, how you doing? And welcome back to my channel, Country Conversations with D. Now, I was over there minding my own business, as I do, and I wanted to tackle a very, very serious topic. Now, I was looking at Miss Barb's channel. I just joined this group yesterday, and they have been so welcoming and so helpful. On how to grow your YouTube channel and how to engage and how to bring in subscribers. Just that few, just yesterday, 2 days I would consider today that I had joined that channel, and already we are getting to know each other and engaging with each other, and it's very, 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 very informative group. And I think the name of it is the YouTube Collaborative. Don't hold me to it because I just joined yesterday. However, um, when I was on her channel, I told her that I had a story to tell about my fertility journey. And she was like, "Well, what better time than now to share?" So I decided to go ahead and hop on real quick and share my fertility journey with you guys. Uh, I've already shared it on Facebook. I don't know if my Facebook friends remember, but I'm gonna go ahead and make it real quick and tell you what I have gone through in my journey. Well, starting when I was about 18 or 19, I started to have like really, 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 really heavy cycles. I'm starting from the beginning, okay? I want to hear the fertility journey. So I started having really heavy cycles, right? And they put me on the birth control pill. This is when I was in college, at Jackson State, and our bathroom was down the hall, and I embarrassed myself because one day I was dripping cycle. I'm gonna call it cycle. I'm not gonna say the B word. I was dripping the cycle all the way down the hall, and I was in so much pain, right? So I go to the school nurse, Jackson State school nurse, and we also had a doctor. And the doctor had told me then, he's like, I think you may be suffering from a miscarriage, but I can't say for certain because, you have been, bleeding so much. Okay. So I did say the B word then, didn't I? But anyway, so fast forward a couple years after that, I got my own apartment, living good, birth control pills working. Name of a woman said I had gotten them from I had been to, several gynecologists over the years. Gynecologist after gynecologist after gynecologist. But kind of condensing the story. But let me go back. In 1998, I had some abnormal cells found, and that's why it's important to get your pap. But in 1998, I had some abnormal cells found. Now, I was on my way to Jackson State when this happened. I had some abnormal cells to form on my cervix, and I was told that they could develop into cancer. On wood ring at that moment. Anyway, I had some abnormal cells develop on my cervix. So I had to get what they called back then a LEAP procedure. Now, what I didn't know is that took half of my cervix out. Them, lancing off the cells. That's what they called it then. They froze me, put me in a amount of sedation, and then froze my froze my cervix, and then cut off those abnormal cells. Now, ever since then, I can honestly say probably I haven't had any issues with that. Okay. But he did tell me at that time that if I decided to have children, that they would have to stitch me up because most of my cervix was gone. Okay. There's nothing I can do about it. I need the procedure. So fast forward to like past Jackson State. Like I said, I'm living on my own, had my apartment. And then I just, all of a sudden, even on Merced, all of a sudden I just start having these heavy cycles again. Next thing you know, I'm in the bathroom again. I know I wasn't pregnant this time. I know it couldn't have been a, suspected miscarriage at this point because You have to do the do, and I wasn't doing the do. So I had like a really, really heavy cycle, and clock just coming out. So I go to a regular doctor at an urgent care, and he told me that he suspected that I had endometriosis. So my journey begins. Okay, so finally I get the right doctor, right gynecologist. Her name was Dr. Mick. And Dr. Mick was at River Oaks in Jackson. And she told me, you do have endometriosis, and you have some cysts, and then you have fibroid. Oh, and I tell you, it was gonna be rough in this story. So at that time, I am 24.5 years old, living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden. And so she told me, well, Miss Clay, I'm going to go in and have to give you a procedure. Um, and I say, well, what about a hysterectomy or a partial hysterectomy? And I say, go ahead and do it like that. She said, I am not. Now, at that time, I've seen Dr. Mix since then on commercials. She's super, super pro life, but I didn't know that then. And I'm not in certain cases. So, really, she saved my journey. And I'll talk about that later. So, she tells me, when I'm going in, I'm going to take out the cyst, I'm going to take out the endometriosis. However, the fibroids are in position where I would actually have to give you a hysterectomy. And I say, do it. She said, I'm not. Okay. She said, you're only 25 years old. I'm not doing it. You might want to have children one day. Go on, living my life like it's golden. Years later, um, cycles start getting heavy again periodically. She's watching the fibroid. Then I get a new doctor because I moved back home to Mississippi. I mean, Louisville, Mississippi. Well, from Jackson. So I moved back home to my hometown, which is Louisville. And next thing I know, I have to go to the Star for Women's Clinic because we have no gynecologists here. So I started seeing a doctor there. And he told me, I was, like I said, fast forward, I was about 38 because I was going to just the regular health department here, just, getting my female checkup. They do a good job at this health department here, by the way, in my opinion. So I was just getting my regular checkups, and perfect nurse practitioner, she's sweet as she could be. She told me, I'm going to put you on prenatal vitamins because I was 38 by then. And I told her, I said, well, I feel like I want to have kids. And she was like, well, if you want to have kids, you better get started. So I'm going to put you on these prenatal vitamins. So she was integral in this journey as well. So like I said, I started going to Starkville, and I had a male doctor. He was kind of insensitive. And that's why I always say, when people tell you to get a black female doctor, if you can, he was a good reason why they say that. Okay? But anyway, he was quite insensitive, and he told me, if you want to have children, by the time I had turned 39, like I said, if you want to have children, you better get started. Okay. So he said, I told him I was already on the prenatal vitamins. And he's like, well, you have good eggs, right? He couldn't even understand it. After the leap procedure, after the endometriosis, I had one good thing working in my favor. I still had good eggs. So 39 rolls around. I told my sister, I said, well, Gloria, my sister's name was Gloria. I said, Gloria, I don't think it's going to happen. So I'm good like that. And I said, I just love on your kids. Her kids were teenagers by then. But she kept saying, well, I just want you to, experience motherhood on your own if that's what you want to do. 39 passes. 40 come. I said, Glenn, now the word on the street is that with my female issues and me not having any children yet prior to now, that's not gonna happen. She said, wait until you're 41. So I had my eggs checked again. Still got good eggs, even with the fibroid. So 41 rolls around and I meet this guy. Him. This guy right here. Now, mind you, this guy already had children. And so when we started dating, I was like, look, I'm dating with a purpose. Okay. I am 41 years old and I am on a fertility journey, and I don't think that I can have children. However, I want to get married and I want a family. And he already had 4 kids, so I was going to, embrace him. He was like, well, I want more children. That's what he told me. I was like, you want more children? You already got 4. Like that. And he was like, well, I want to have children with my wife. Now, he had been married prior to me. And he said, I want to have children with my wife, but I have this heart condition. And I'm afraid that I won't be here to raise my kids. Well, we started dating and we got serious. And then, lo and behold, fibroid, endometriosis, and cysts, and all, I get pregnant. Yes, naturally. Only taking my prenatal vitamins. Only taking this stuff called echinacea. It's a vitamin 2. It's supposed to decrease swelling and inflammation. So I'm taking echinacea and prenatal vitamins and I get pregnant naturally. And when I say naturally, yes, because I had the good eggs, right? So the same doctor that I had in Stockholm, I'm not going to say his name, pretty insensitive, I tell him that I'm pregnant. And he said, well, it's about time. Because he remembered me from 39, right? And he congratulates me, but he's still insensitive. He said things like, well, because this guy, my children's father, was with me at these doctor's appointments. And he told him, it's not you, it's her. And you know how they talk to men, right? All sensitive. Like, I'm not sitting there, he talking to him. And so this guy, my children's father, he tells the doctor, he's like, well, I have a brother who has Down syndrome, and she's 41. And he goes on to say to me, finally looks at me and says, yeah, again, it's her and her powder legs. I said, nickname, children's father, Chip. I said, Chip, I need another doctor. He getting on my nerves, right? I'm pregnant, emotional at this time, but I keep him for 5 months, right? Breakthrough happens. He goes on vacation, and I meet this lovely female doctor. She's not black, but she was Caucasian. But the greatest bedside manner, jovial, sweetest personality, sensitive to women, great doctor, right? So I end up with her, and so we have my beautiful Zoe, and 9 months, right? 9 months go by, me and him, doing our thing. We trying to get together, trying to keep it together because we were having issues at this time, but we trying to keep it together. But I was cool with us not keeping it together because I was like, I got my sewing, and then me and you can cordially co-parent. Yeah, I came up with that on my own, and we on one of our times we were getting along, I get pregnant again, and that's with my tie. So then we have Ty and good things going, and Ty is growing, and she in there, and I name her after my nurse that was at the doc. Now her nickname is Ty, but I don't want to give out any names that was at the doctor's office because I will give my daughter's name, but because I don't mind that, but I just don't want to give the doctor and the nurse name who I named my baby after. Well, I did have a little issue with Ty. I because my cervix was so short and her big head, she was ready to come out the moment I guess I conceived because her big head itself was just sitting there on my cervix the whole time I was pregnant for about 5 months. So then they put me on this thing called sex rest. So I mean, just to keep, from rupturing my cervix, you know, I was on sex rest until I delivered. Now, with all the bad stories I heard about me being an elderly mother, they told me you're gonna have to have a C-section. That didn't happen. You're not gonna have the baby naturally. That didn't happen. I had my babies vaginally, both of them, two babies. Now, if you think I was 41 when I had that one, it's 42 when I had the other. So even when I was having my issues with number two, and I was going to a specialist because they wanted to make sure my cervix did not rupture, she lifted herself off of my cervix. Right? So things are going good. And she comes into the world. She's great. Like I said, I delivered both of them. I delivered both of them vaginally in my 40s. Yes, I did. 41 and 42. And everything is going great. And I just have two little fairy children that came in the world. Rambunctious, yes, they are. However, you know, I share my journey with women who say that when they get in their 40s, it's too late. It's never too late if you are still having your cycle. All you have to do is start eating right. I promote diet and the echinacea and the prenatal vitamins, and of course, a man with the super sperm, which my children's father had apparently. And so, I mean, I encourage any woman, if you want to have children, regardless of your age, from I say, they say childbearing ends in your 30s at 35. That's why they start calling us elderly mothers. Some people prefer the term advanced maternal age. All of it's the same. Because on my paperwork, it said elderly prima vagata. I never get those words. I was like, what is that? And then the sweet doctor that I got 6 months later, she said that is called prima vagata because you don't have any children. Then I got my paperwork again and said elderly multi vagata. I said, well, what does that mean? And she was like, well, that means you're an elderly mother that's going to have another child. That's what it is. I didn't get mad. I mean, I felt some kind of way at first, but I I was looking at marriage medicine one day, and baby, everybody was all up on Jackie because she had called. I think it was Sonya. She had called Sonya elderly mother. Well, that's what it is. Everybody, why didn't she say advanced maternal age and all this type of stuff? What else? Advanced maternal age, elderly mother, like I said, all the same, pregnant after 35. People had terrified me, told me I was going to have a lot of swelling. I didn't have that. The only thing I had was the placenta previa. Not long, I did it what the doctor said. No sex during the pregnancy. While in most pregnancies, they promote sex. However, she's sitting on my cervix, right? Already short. But I said all that to say, when I had those kids, the doctor who was treating me, well, when I was already, you know, I had already had my Zoe. The doctor that was treating me, he told me, girl, you're a walking miracle. Not one, two kids in your 40s. I can't hardly get women in their 30s that come in here without issues. And you had 2 kids in your 40s with cysts, fibroids, and endometriosis. I said, well, yeah. I said, "Well, don't neglect my children's dad's chill with the super sperm." But yeah. And like I said all that to say good luck on your journey. If you are having fertility issues, I am so glad that I am here and started my YouTube channel so I could finally, finally tell my story on film. However, I am raising my 2 babies alone because that good shit he did, and it happened what he said that he was scared was going to happen. He did pass away of his heart condition. But I am trying to keep it together. But again, I do encourage you, if you want to have children. Now I know that it's possible. You can. Okay. Now I'm gonna close as I do by saying deuces and come back to my channel, Country Conversations with Evie.